Hey guys, what's good? Hope everybody's doing well. Beautiful day outside here, and I wanted to make a quick video about a watch that I have had for a while and that is about to go to a loving home. This is a review of a Casio G-Shock, and this is the MTG. So kind of like their second tier. The top tier, of course, is the MRG, and the MTG is kind of like the tier below that, and then you have kind of everything else. But this is a really interesting watch, really well made, and a nice example of a bunch of G-Shock technology packed into a really nice package. And so G-Shock, the brand has kind of been all over the place, and I think the problem with Casio and G-Shock right now, honestly, is the rise of smartwatches. It's kind of a situation where, in a funny way, these watches are much more of an anachronism in this day and age than like a mechanical watch. Because why would somebody get something like this whenever they could just get I'm not talking about an Apple watch, I'm talking about something much cheaper, like a really high-end Garmin. And so the prices are very similar. In fact, MSRP for this was around $800. I mean, it's hard to imagine people spending $800 on a G-Shock. Of course, on the secondary market, they're much, much less expensive, and that's where you get a lot of value. But some of the features that I'm kind of talking about are, solar charging. So that's, I think, a must-have feature in G-Shocks now. You also have like a radio time setting. So every night, this thing will get a signal from one of several transmitters around the world, and so the time will always be exactly perfect. It's Bluetooth capable, and so those are just some of the basic features. Of course, as a result of the timekeeping technology, it's got a Perpetual Calendar, and you can see this one, unlike a lot of G-Shocks, instead of being just like a resin or plastic, it's got some metal with some resin or plastic inserts in it. It's on a bracelet, which is always nice on a G-Shock. No need to set the time because the time is, already always set on this. So that makes it really nice. And it's a really cool watch, and I've enjoyed having it. But, I think it's time for me to move it along to a loving home. And I actually traded this for a, believe it or not, I traded this super high-tech Casio MTG, kind of like one of their top tier watches, for a Citizen watch, but a Citizen automatic watch. It's just kind of the way the watch market is going now. But let's check the time on my trusty, compare it to my trusty Breitling Colt automatic. And as you can see, the time is just right on. Look at the size of this G-Shock though. And I think that's another problem with Casios. With G-Shocks, it's just, they're too big for what they are. It's a lot of technology, but not enough to justify the massive sizes of these watches. But they're fun to wear. Let me put it on my wrist and we'll talk a little bit more about it, okay? Okay guys, I'm back. And there you see the Casio MTG head on. Yeah, cool watch, man. I mean, cool. I really like it. It's been just like a painless watch for me to own, and I'm happy it's going to a loving home. Let me take off the Breitling. Man, I love this Colt 41 automatic. It's the most, I don't know, it's probably the best version of the Colt, and unfortunately, it's the last version of the Colt. The watch was so good that they discontinued it in lieu of some other stuff that they make now. But be on the lookout for a review of this. Probably the best Breitling you can buy. Certainly the best automatic Breitling you can buy for the money. The Colt Automatic 41. So it's 41 millimeter watch. Let's compare it to the size of the G-Shock. And this, it's obvious how large the G-Shock is. It's a G-Shock. It's supposed to be large. And, it's just, I like the G-Shock. I mean, the thickness, the size, it's cool. And this one actually wears pretty well. Put the Colt down. One thing that helps is that the bracelet goes straight down, and it's really well made. It's really well made. So we'll put it on the wrist. I mean, this is the ultimate grab and go, of course. Twin trigger deploying, and so there you see it on my wrist. And it's a big watch, man. It's a chunky watch, but it's super well made, super legible and full of features. And yeah, I like it. I like it for what it is. and I just, you have to accept what it isn't. And and what it is it's a fun, cool, big, blingy, showy, high-tech kind of watch. What it isn't, though, it isn't as useful as it used to be in this day and age. And how has Casio kind of responded to just that reality? Well, they just have started pumping out special edition after special edition. Just comical how many bizarre special editions that this brand pumps out. But you have to do something to stay relevant, and I get it, man. I mean, times are tough in the watch business if you're making this kind of watch, like an analog style watch, because there's just too many much better options out there. But I've really enjoyed it. It's 800. It was, I think this particular version has been discontinued, but this was around 800, 850 bucks MSRP. Way too much, man. Ridiculous, way too high. But around half of that, or a little bit less, I think it's decent value for money. Because the reality is, even at $400, even at $300, man, there are just a lot of really good watches. There's watches that are just much better than this right now. For this day and age, I think if I were to get a G-Shock, keep it simple, man. Keep it cheap, $100, $150, $200. No need to be spending, $400, $800, $2,000, $4,000 on a G-Shock. Listen, I have been that person. Check out some of my videos on my MRGs. Just awesome watches, really well made. But I don't know, they're kind of answering a question that, I don't know, nobody is really asking anymore. But having said all that, I think if you can get them on the secondary market at good prices, I think it's money well spent. I think there's a lot of value in this MTG line, because the reality of this line is that it heavily cannibalizes their high-end line. This has got all the same tech as any MRG does. The package is a little bit larger, a little bit less refined, but at a fourth, a fifth, a tenth of the price of some MRGs, that's a no-brainer. Anyway, guys, I hope you like this quick look at a watch that I like. Don't get me wrong, I still like Casio, I still like G-Shock. I just think, I think as time goes on, though, I appreciate the cheaper ones. I appreciate the ones that are just tremendous value versus the ones that are just merely good value. Because, I only have one wrist, well, two wrists, but, I only wear one watch a day. And if I'm spending $300, $400 on a watch, my time is better spent wearing something like a, I don't know, like a Scurfa diver, or maybe this new Citizen automatic diver I'm getting in. But your mileage may certainly vary, guys. I'm sorry for not putting out content more frequently. Be on the lookout for more videos, maybe one coming up regarding this beautiful Breitling Colt 41 automatic. Guys, take care. God bless. Be good. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.